Now, if you are a conference regular, you would know that everyone, including their grandmothers, talks about RWAs. Next, we have the founder of Chronicle Labs. His name is Niklas. He's going to come on stage and tell us what it takes to bring RWAs on chain and what that means. So everyone, please give a very warm welcome to Niklas.
Lovely. Okay, let's get started. My name is Niklas Kunkel. I'm the founder of Chronicle. And I want to spend the next 7 minutes kind of telling you about how we're going to bring RWAs on chain. I want to start a little bit at first with kind of like the key points that I want you to take away here, and then we'll kind of go through the sequence. So today I'm going to try to convince you that RWAs are the catalyst that we need to scale DeFi. I think I want you to understand that RWAs are not crypto-native assets, and that makes them particularly challenging to integrate into DeFi, especially when you're trying to kind of maintain this core ethos of decentralization and transparency. I'm going to try to convince you that oracles play an integral part in ensuring that we can bring RWAs on chain in the right way, and ultimately, that oracles are going to evolve from just being this kind of fortune teller that gives you prices to really being this glue and like aggregation layer that kind of ties traditional finance and decentralized finance together. So, a little history. Off-chain RWAs. This is kind of what I consider like the first generation of real-world assets. I think it was kind of pioneered by people like Centrifuge and MakerDAO in particular. And essentially it was driven by the desire for DeFi to get exposure to traditional finance treasury bill rates, right? Which had, with favorable monetary policy, right, become quite profitable. But the problem with these was that the on-chain representation of these assets was not tied to the actual asset in any way, right? And they were more just kind of like dummy placeholder tokens, right? That were just kind of plugged into the accounting system, given some arbitrary value. But really, these were managed in an off-chain centralized type of manner. And so then we get to kind of the second generation of what I consider like on-chain RWAs, right? Where the token has an actual link to the actual asset, right? That there is, in some cases, right, a legal claim, right? This is some kind of like almost like a bearer asset, if you will. But in other cases, at least, there's kind of strong ties that allows a decentralized protocol, right, to do something with the underlying asset directly without going through some centralized intermediary. And so there kind of exists quite a few problems still with this model, in particular with kind of, I would say like transparency, right? So let's use a stablecoin as an example, like that's backed by treasury bills. So you hold this stablecoin on chain, but you actually do not know, right, whether there is an actual like treasury bill or kind of commercial paper, right, backing this thing that you hold, right? And maybe you get an annual audit or something, maybe even a quarterly one, right? But anything in between, right, you're really kind of in the dark. And so this is like a problem that I think we need to solve. And I think it's a problem that oracles actually solve particularly well. Because now with oracles, rather than like auditing and having like quarterly financial statements, right, you can have these things happening in real time, right? And so you can know that, okay, this RWA is backed by this particular asset, and you can know that those reserves are there, right? And it's this kind of transparency that also makes DeFi kind of like RWA, on-chain RWAs smart in a way. Because if you want to integrate an RWA into your DeFi protocol, you need the RWA to at least behave in a crypto-native manner. Because the RWA is not crypto-native, right? It's like this digital twin, it's a representation. And so it's really the oracle that's bringing in all of this live real-time metadata around the asset that allows the RWA to behave like a crypto native asset. And those are the things that are going to allow a crypto protocol to treat them in the right way. So at Chronicle, we created the first RWA oracle. And I think it's really amazing that we actually had M0 speak right before me because we actually launched this product with M0 last month. So fortunately, I don't need to describe to you what M0 is anymore. You already know, right? It's a decentralized system for the issuing of fungible crypto dollar assets. And so I just want to kind of briefly talk about like how does Chronicle kind of fit into this picture, right? And what does Chronicle really ensure? And so this is not like a light touch kind of like an informational type of feature. It is really embedded in the minting and burning of every M stablecoin. So what happens is that a minter, right, will deposit some T-bills or other types of securities at a registered custodian, like a bank. The Chronicle Oracle and its validator network will observe in real time the securities account that minter has at the custodian, and it will issue an attestation to the M0 protocol. And now the minter can use that attestation, right, to mint M stablecoins. And so really the oracle here is regulating the minting and burning of the M stablecoin such that the protocol cannot, right, ever just print unbacked assets. And if you want to go in reverse, right, if you want to reclaim your treasury bills, right, or other securities, right, the minter would burn the stablecoins on chain. The Chronicle validator, right, would observe, would observe that, right? But this time they wouldn't be looking at the custodian; they'd just be looking on chain at the burn event. They give the attestation, and now the minter can go and fetch the T-bills from the custodian all over again. So this is how you integrate RWAs in the right way, right? It's not just an oracle that's reporting some information that you would like to have, but it's a protocol that's actually utilizing that information in real time. And this is what we need to see more of, what most RWAs are not doing today, and the way most DeFi protocols are not integrating RWAs today. And so for those of you in the audience who are looking at this, right, I would encourage you to use a model like this, right? It's much better, and it's going to lead to a much safer and stabler decentralized financial system. So that's everything I have for you today. If you'd like to get connected with us, there's a bunch of us walking around here, but you can also follow us on Twitter at Chronicle Labs or check out our website, chroniclelabs.org. Thank you.
Chronicle Labs, everyone. I am personally very, very bullish on the future of on-chain RWAs. I would be absolutely tickled if USDT or Tether were to issue a version of USDT collateralized only by on-chain RWAs. That'd be pretty sick.